Hey, hey, everybody. Welcome to Relationship Wednesdays. It's Wednesday night, and we're going to get into it. We're going to have Relationship Wednesday. Thanks for stopping in the building. Today's topic is going to be when do you use and say the L word? So that's going to be today's topic. And I'm seeing a familiar face pop through the building. Hey, hey. So I'm going to bring on Chef Kev. You know how we do for Relationship Wednesdays. And listen, I'm excited, guys. We haven't seen her in a long time. We're going to bring Francis in the building. Hey.
Hey y'all, hey.
Girl,
What's up, baby girl? How you doing?
I'm fananimous on purpose, everybody.
ah,
Fananimous on purpose. Yes, that is my own language because I need to stand out somewhere.
Ooh. Well, we love you and we miss you and we're glad you're in the building.
Yes, I miss
Um,
you both as well.
Listen, guys, I hate to do this to us, and we can chat about this later, but there's another Netflix series that we're gonna have to get into, and it's called Clickbait. Um, it's out of control, but we'll talk about that later. But we got to get into Clickbait and let the people know about that. But for Relationship Wednesday, tonight's topic is when do you use the L word? So that for a lot of people is a big thing. Um, for some people, it defines and determines, the status in their relationship. Other people, they have an issue of, they love the person, but they don't want to be the first one to say it. And then have you ever, we'll get into it after we talk about that particular topic. I have some add-ons to say to that whole L thing. So we'll start with you, Kev. Oh, Kev, he's leaving the building. Okay. Um,
No,
we'll,
I didn't get
we'll-
comfortable. Sorry, Dad.
okay. We'll start with you, Kev. When do you use the L word?
Wow. I guess when you're comfortable, when you feel you're just being reciprocated, you have to go by actions. It's uncomfortable on both sides. It's uncomfortable to say it and not hear it back, but it's uncomfortable to have it heard and you're not ready to say it. So it's when you are vibing, you're on the same vibe. I think it's a safe space. I don't know if there's a time limit on that. And then dealing with the people you're dealing with. Some people have problems showing affection and showing words. I mean, or saying it. Um, as adults, grown adults over 40, I think we should have been past that. We're not kids anymore. We're not young adults anymore. So if you feel it, say it. But at the same time, like I said, no one likes rejection. So it's a tough situation. It's hard to just say you say it then and you say it now. You got to figure your situation out. And if you feel it's being reciprocated and you feel it's safe to say, or sometimes just ask the question, how do you feel about me? And sometimes people are afraid to ask the question because they don't want to know the answer. But, if you want to move forward, you got to ask that question. How do you feel about me? How do you feel about our situation? What do you think we got? Where are we going? These are questions you need to ask. Most men don't ask it. Women ask that question, but when that question comes about, be prepared for the answer. And by that way, to determine if you should or shouldn't say it. But don't ever ask somebody during sex. Don't. It's not a good thing to do. That don't. That's not when you're in a certain situation, or when somebody's in a need. You know what I mean? When somebody's really in a bad situation, you bail them out. Don't ask them then, because that, like I said, you want to be on an even keel. You want everything's good and you're chilling, in that type of situation. But during sex or in a necessity situation, don't ask, because some things may come out. Some people may say things they don't really mean. It's just a moment.
Okay, okay. Francis.
Well, you have to determine what type of love it is, honestly. For me, am I in love with my significant other, or if I just love them as a friend. I don't want, just because I tell you I love you don't mean that I'm in love with you. Doesn't mean, I love things about you that, make me happy. Things that, so being in love is one thing, being, and just loving a person because of who they are and because of what you two, your chemistry together makes up. Yeah. It's kind of hard, and some people just they have that love at first sight syndrome, and I don't think that's ever been me, but I've heard people talk about it, um and they're still together, because that's what they knew and who they felt was going to be by their side for the rest of their life. But love is definitely tricky, and I know for me, if I love you, I love you. If I don't, I'm not going to ever say it. Whether I love you as a friend or not, I'm not going to say it because people interpret it very badly. Yeah.
I like what you said, because there is a difference. Um, you can love someone as a friend and not as a lover or a mate. Um, and it's like when you use the words, I don't want to say you're responsible for how the person receives it, but you do have some level of responsibility.
Okay, was
Um,
absolutely.
you do. And but if you know that they're misinterpreting it, then it is your responsibility to perhaps get them on the right page and help them understand. So it's like, what
Absolutely.
caveat do you use when you're saying it? And especially if someone asks you, it's okay if someone asks you and you can be like, well, yeah, I love you as a friend. Or, you know, do the right interpretation if someone
Absolutely.
asks you and you wasn't prepared to really answer that question. So
Hmm.
yes, I just think that you do have a responsibility when you use those words, because the words mean different things to different people. And
Absolutely.
relationships can go down the wrong wicked road, um if the word is misinterpreted and the other person doesn't clear it up. So
Absolutely.
there's always, when there's communication going on, there's always a party that probably realized there might be some miscommunication in a situation. And I'm not just talking about, when you say the words "I love you,"
Mhm.
just overall with everything. Hey, Tia, there can be some miscommunication, and it's up to the party that kind of knows, wait a minute, this didn't land the way that I wanted it to land, to clear it up. But
Mm.
I think sometimes people don't clear it up. It's not always malicious. Sometimes they don't clear it up because they don't want to hurt the individual. But I think what people don't understand is you hurt the person more when you don't clear it up and let the truth be out there, right?
Mhm.
So, and it happens in a lot of relationships, like when people end up cheating. It's like, you're saying, oh, you don't want to hurt the person, but you're hurting them more by doing something behind their back and lying. So
Absolutely.
you give them the pain of just saying, I don't want to be with you no more, versus cheating on them, and then they're dealing with that extra pain. You know
Yeah,
what I
but
mean?
some
So
people are
yeah.
just greedy.
Yeah, yeah, yes, true, true. So the way I feel about I love you, it's like me, when my feelings are there, I express them. Yes, it's always a risk, but relationship, love, and life is it's a risk, right?
Mhm.
So, and I know nobody wants that rejection, but a lot of times, I'm not saying all the times, but a lot of times in relationships, it's like one person is waiting for the other to like say it or make that move or do whatever.
Right.
So, I don't mind expressing, and using my words when I feel it.
Mhm.
And but I also don't want someone to be in a position where they feel like, okay, because I said it, now they have to say it.
Right.
So, because, you know, that's always tough for somebody, you know, also. But you always hope that if you're having those feelings, the person that, you know, you're partnered with or you're with, they're kind of having the same similar feelings, like, also.
Yeah,
So,
you have to have
what would
leadership.
Let me ask you a question though.
Yes.
Have you ever felt someone had feelings for you and you were hoping they didn't say it?
Oh, that's deep. That's heavy. um, I like that question. So I won't say that I ever been in a situation where I was hoping that someone felt like they was in love with me and they didn't say it. Because normally I really try to be upfront. And like, I've never gotten so close to someone where they would, like, I don't know how to really say it, but I never gotten so close to someone and we wasn't on the same page. I'll say that. So everybody that I gotten so close to, we was on the same page. So it's never like I was like, oh, I hope they don't say it and they feel this way and I don't feel that way. So it's never been a situation like that for me. So I don't know. That would be new territory for me. That, you know, to have someone where they was in love with me, but I wasn't in love with them. Now, I have a lot of people that, you know, I have friends that, you know, I love them. If that's why I connected with what you were saying, Francis, like, I love them, like, they're my friends and I love them, but I'm not in love with them. Like, we're going to be in a relationship and that would be my mate. So no, but I will say this too. Let me add this to the conversation. If I'm in a relationship with somebody, I want them to use their words. I want them to express to me. I want them to physically say to me how they're feeling. I don't want to have to guess. Like, if you love me, say you love me. Like, you know, use your words. I'm into using your words. Use your words. Tell me you love me. Tell me how you feel about me. Tell me you want to be with me. Tell me what you want me to do, because I'm not a mind reader either. I don't want to have to guess, you know, what you want out of this relationship, what I want out of the relationship, and how we feel about each other. So that's my take on it. But it was a very good question.
Yeah, for me, it was the other way around. I had feelings. He didn't have feelings. And he told me I was in the friend zone. I said, okay, then I need you to step off. I need you to step off because I'm leading up to something else, and you're telling me that I'm in the friend zone, then that means I'm cutting off everything.
Right.
There's no more
benefit.
What do you call it? You know, there's no more friends with benefits. We're just friends, and friends don't do benefits. So
I know that's right.
Doses.
Right. So, and see, but you have to be strong enough to do that. And I find that when people are in that situation, they rather do tactics of trying to do things to convince the person to change their mind, and make them no longer a friend, make them the mate that they're looking for, versus removing themselves from the situation. And I think that's what people have to learn what to do when they're in a relationship or a friendship with somebody. Once you speak to that person and you know for sure that they're not on the same page as you, they're not going in the same direction. If you want to sit there and do tactics that you think is going to make them change their mind, they told you what they did or did not want. You got to accept that.
Right.
And if you don't, when you proceed on, if your heart gets broken, things go awry, things are a mess, take responsibility in that, because the person told you early on, like, this is not what I wanted to do and where I was going.
Absolutely.
So you own some responsibility in the situation. But I will say this to that note, like you said, Steve, you was smart enough. You was like, okay, no, that's it, cut it off. But there are people, what they do is they will do what I call relationship things, but want to keep saying, oh, but this is not a relationship. And that's the
Right.
most jacked up thing to
Exactly.
do. It's so messed up. Like you
But
can't
you
do
can't.
go ahead.
But you can't accept. It's like um, I was in a situation, and people who know me know I'm a gamer. I love my video games, and so I had a situation where my video game broke, and I had the warranty, so I had to send it all the way to the West Coast. And so I had to go like 3 weeks out of the video game system. I didn't say nothing, and some women found out and was offering to buy me a video game system. You know, it's not cheap, and I turned them down because what did it cost?
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
At
It
what
cost
cost?
you a couple of $100, but what is it going to cost me?
Exactly. At what
So,
cost?
you know, some people, like one of my boys was like, man, I want to. And I said, that's why you keep ended up in such drama. That's why
Hmm.
you end up. I don't accept. I remember in a situation where I I needed tires. I needed tires, and I was like, I didn't want to put it on a credit card, and I was trying. The guy was like, look, if you wait, they're going on sale next week. So what I did was I said I'm doing basic driving to work and home, so I could pay for these tires as ever. Shorty came running, yo, I got you on them tires if you need the money. My man, you a fool, you a fool. Now I'm good. But then you wondering why your tires got slashed. I'm not going through that. I'm not going through that. So the thing is that people can offer all they want. You have to accept.
Hmm.
And when you accept, what are you accepting? So it's like someone can say, yo, let's go to the movies, let's go out to dinner, and you know you caught up. That's not changing the situation. Some people, like I said, some people can go, I mean, they can fly you to this country, to that state, to have dinner because they got the money like that, and they could woo the hell out of you. And all they want to do is smash.
Hmm.
And people think because they're spending such and such a money on me, oh, it must be something. To them, it's nothing. So, you know, you have to control, you have to take control in your situation. And you know, you have to understand where you're at. And like you said, understand where your situation is. I mean, I've been there where I have feelings for somebody, but I didn't feel a reciprocation. I ain't saying nothing. You know, I'm going to do me. You know, I'm going to do me. Okay. It is what it is. But you the fool if you want to sit back and you know play house or whatever, and you're not
Hmm.
getting then you want to turn around and he this and she this and the head right. It told you what they were. You
Yep.
know what Maya Angelou said. Don't let a man tell you twice he don't want you.
Mm.
Mm.
You know it's I mean it's just the bottom line. So it's like okay. I mean
I
we all
like
have
that.
our feelings hurt. We all been disappointed. I'd rather be disappointed than get hurt. But you know it's it's real. But to touch back to something Francis said when she said love at first sight, I don't believe in that. I think it's just, and this is what I feel: it's lust that turns into love.
Hmm.
It's
This is
lust at first. Because how you love somebody you really don't know? It's lust.
Um,
It's like when you meet somebody and there's an attraction and y'all connecting and everything is vibing real well and y'all lusting for each other. But what happened is after the lust, y'all continue on and it turned into love. But I just don't see. I just knowing and being in love. I I couldn't see that. I looked at somebody and said I love her or she. I think it was just something that just where we were lusting for each other, and then that lust and spending time together developed into it. You know what I mean? That's where it
so
started. That's what. But I don't think you can just look at somebody and go, "I love them," because
okay,
I got okay.
so let me ask you this again. There's no time limit on when you can fall in love with somebody, is it?
No,
That's
I've been a lot.
no.
I've had situations with people I didn't. Like an example, I got friendships with people when I first met them. I couldn't stand them.
Mm.
I got tight friendships with people when I first met them. I couldn't
Right, but I
stand them.
don't. But
And then you
what
got
I'm saying to you
situations
is, what I'm saying to
that
you is, if there's no time frame on love, then there could be love at first sight. So you're saying
but
that you say all of the love at first sight is lust. It's not that. That's not necessarily true.
I don't
What I'm
okay,
saying,
but when you love
It's
somebody,
an
right?
attraction.
It's an attraction, but when
Mhm.
you love somebody, okay, you can tell somebody why you love them.
Mm-hmm.
You can say I love their conversation. You can say I love the way they treat me. You can say I love their touch. I love their mind. I love their so many things about them you love. And take out the superficial stuff, the physical, they pretty and all that stuff. What do you love about that person, right? And so if I look at you, how do I know how you're going to treat me? If I look at you, how do I know what your conversation is? If I look at you, how do I know what you know what I mean? How real of a person you are, or how authentic you are? I'm just looking at you. So how can I
It's
look
called
at
an
you and be in love with you?
attraction.
It's
Yes.
called
so,
attraction.
you,
Yeah.
so you're taking it literal when it said love at first sight. But I see what you're saying. Like, okay, I just looked at you and I'm saying I'm in love with you. But I'm saying when I say like love at first sight, like immediately you and that person just had a connection.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm not even talking anything physical. I'm not talking, it was just this connection. It was like almost like you was like, I knew when I first met her. Like there's people that say, I knew when I met her that was gonna be my wife. Um, not because they slept with them and it was something lustful. It was just some connection that they had, that they just knew like that was going to be my wife. I knew we was going to hit it off. I knew whatever. So I do have a friend that when we met, like we just and nothing sexual, like we're strictly friends, never slept together, nothing. But when we met, it was just this connection. And he was like, and he told me like that well, the day we met, he was like, Cheryl, I love you. And I just laughed, right? But I mean, we're friends to this day, and we're just friends. But and he always said to me, I told you the first time I saw you, like, and he said you laughed, and I was like, but I do know what he's saying. Like it was just some connection there, like we I don't know, like we lived on
Mm-hmm.
this earth before together. So it's possible to meet someone and y'all start talking and it's just like this weird connection, like you just knew them forever.
Mm-hmm.
And so I personally think that life is just a roll of a dice, and it's
Hmm.
and it's no rhyme or reason where you can know somebody forever and they can still be a hot mess and
Hmm.
whatever, or you can meet somebody and it's like, oh my God, it's like this kindred soul, like it was like you knew each other forever and then
Mm-hmm.
you're friends forever. So when I say love at first sight, I'm not just saying like, oh, okay, I go in the room, meet somebody like, oop, that's gonna be my husband. I love him like that. But I'm saying when I think of people when they're saying like they just knew the moment they met,
Mm-hmm.
even though much didn't happen then, like I think it's a possibility. I think it can happen. I think there are some people that just they just meet and they just connect like that. Like it's just a good vibe. It's just they just hit it off.
Right.
So I
Hmm.
think it's a possibility that it can happen. I'm not saying I'm not saying it always happens, but I'm saying I
Mm-hmm.
think it's a high level possibility.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Now, so it's a question. Have you ever had someone uh, do everything right?
Mhm.
Okay, I mean treat you right, everything, and you just didn't feel nothing.
Absolutely. I think we all probably been through that. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
100%. 100%. And but I made sure though that I told the person like, it's just nothing there for me. So I'm a very I don't know the word to use right now, but I gotta really truly feel you. I gotta feel you. And if I'm not feeling you and I know that you are feeling me like that, then I would tell the person like, look, I don't want to do this to you because I wouldn't want nobody to do it to me.
All right.
So there was this guy, I want to say it was maybe it was 2 years ago, my girlfriend's birthday party, or maybe it was almost 3 years now, because we've been through the whole COVID thing for almost 2 years. It might be 3 years now, right? So met at my girlfriend's birthday party. He was really feeling me. I did go out to dinner with him once, or whatever the case may be, or maybe I went twice. I can't even remember now. But either way, I told him the truth. I was like, listen, you're a really nice guy, but it's not there for me. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it the same way. So as a grown adult, but see, many people don't do this, and I think that's where they run into trouble. And I think a lot of times people don't do it for very selfish reasons. One, they're like, oh, I'm lonely right now. I'm single right now. This person want to take me out, whatever. But what happens is, whether you like the person or not, the more time you end up spending with them, something's going to happen. And I'm not just talking about like sexually. I'm just saying something's going to happen. Like if you keep spending time with somebody, even if you want to call it I'm filling in time or whatever, because I know people that do that, right? So something's going to happen. And now somebody's going to have some feelings attached to this situation. And it's like, why do that and let someone have these feelings attached? Because listen, we all know for sure. I'm not saying, about when it comes to like love on that level, but for sure, when you're with somebody, you have a pretty good idea how they feel about you. You have a pretty good idea. So when somebody's feeling you. And so if someone's feeling you and you're not feeling them, if you're good and grown, be honest and upfront about it. Now, if they want to proceed and you want to proceed as adults, then, they got to be responsible for their feelings if they're proceeding, even though you told them XYZ. That's just my thought on it. But I would never, though, Kevin, I'm not going to especially because I'm grown, because I wouldn't want nobody to do it to me. Like, if you ain't feeling me, just say it, and, let's move on with life. Let me go out there and find who's feeling me. You understand what I mean? But I'm not going to mislead anybody or lead anybody on, because it's just not right.
Yeah, I understand that. I mean, I think like I said, we all been there. I think my situation is a little bit deeper because I was indulging in it, and I did like her, and I did love her. I just couldn't get to that point. I felt bad because she treated me wonderful, and it wasn't the crazy. It wasn't like I was unattracted to her. None of that. It just didn't. You know what I mean? It just didn't hit. So I was just wondering if people went through that. So sometimes it just didn't hit. So I mean, and then
when you say
when I found out later on, though, I missed her when everything was over.
What?
When we was over, I missed her. Like I didn't miss the friendship. I didn't miss that.
Oh,
But
said you did not?
no, I did. I did miss the friendship. I didn't miss being around. I missed her a lot. And I used to, like I did. It was like a roadblock there, and I didn't know if it was just me. I think it was something I was going through at the time. But it's just you just navigate it. I have a lot of crazy situations. That come to that times when I felt something and never said nothing. Like I really felt something and never said a damn word because I wasn't ready. I was gun shy. It's like I don't know if you watched that guy Steve Harvey. He said it's okay to be he said saved and horny. It's okay to be hurt and horny. Like I was hurt, but I still love women. So I was still chilling with women, but this one particular woman, it was right there and did everything right. And I felt for her and I was like, I ain't saying nothing. I ain't saying a word because I didn't want to go down that road again. I just enjoyed the company. Unfortunately, she got mad because, she wanted to see what was going, and I wasn't ready for that. I didn't say a word. We never got to that conversation, but, just we was because we was never a couple. We was just dating or hanging out, and but I was feeling her like crazy. I was feeling her like crazy, but I never said a word.
Did you
I
think
never said a
that
word.
because you were feeling her, you wasn't getting that energy back from her?
Yeah, I mean, it was. I put it to you like this: that was a hard place to leave at night. That's all I'm gonna say. I thought about it every day. I wanted to be with her, but nah, I wouldn't say nothing. Wouldn't show it. Wouldn't. Mm-mm.
Did I guess what I'm saying is this, did you feel the love from her or feel
Oh, she
that
was digging me. Oh, she was digging me. I know she was, but she was digging me. But I just didn't. It never really grew. I think when she sent her vibes my way and I didn't respond the way she wanted me to respond, it kind of shut things down. But it is what it is, you know. But I wasn't,
oh,
you know, I'm not, I wasn't going for that. Like at that time, I was in that situation. You know, I wasn't, I was like, nah, you know what, we good. I'm good. I take it on the chin. I wasn't ready because if I'd have gotten to that situation, I wasn't ready. I was nowhere near ready. I was still heartbroken. So it would have been a mess because I was a mess. So it wouldn't have went well.
rebound relationship?
Y'all not
Yeah,
rebound.
maybe, yeah.
What
I'm
she
not
said.
She would have been my Cooper. She would have been my Cooper. So I
Hey, I'm not having this rebound conversation with y'all. So, recently I'm a switch gears for a minute. Recently, well, it's actually going to be in the November, I want to say GQ magazine issue. Will Smith finally admits that him and Jada, have an open relationship. So my question to you is, Kevin, I'll start with you. Do you think you can be in an open relationship? Would you be willing to have an open relationship? And what is your thoughts and feelings on it?
been in one, been there, done that. Um, an open relationship. How can I put it? Open relationship is like people see it from one side. It's like looking at a table full of sweets. You see the cake, the candy, the cookies, and it tastes good. And somebody say you can have it, but what you don't realize what comes with it, the weight gain, the diabetes. You know what I mean? You don't realize what comes with it. So people always looking for one side, what they gonna get out of it. You know, oh, I can still go get my goodies over here, but then when they see the other side of it, they're not ready for it. They're not ready to see that, oh, now their mate is going out and doing the same thing they're doing. And they can't deal with it. They can't deal with the consequences of it. You got to have an open mind. I
Definitely.
wouldn't do it again because I don't see the benefits of it. My whole thing is just stay single. Most people do it to try to lock somebody down, but you're not ready for it. You're not, people do it. I'm not knocking those who do it and who can stay. They want to have a little extra, but speaking on that situation, if you remember last year when that situation happened, I forgot the boy's name, August, whatever his name is, August, whatever, the one Jada messed with. The problem Jada made was she got in a relationship while she's in a relationship. He should have just been what he's been. If you just a boy toy, he a boy toy. You don't
Mm-hmm.
you don't bring him around the family. You don't do things like that. So when you know when you dealing with a situation, an open relationship, you it's rules. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Francis would tell you got to have a set of rules.
Yes.
Okay, rules are depending on how far you go with your rules. Some people rules is it shouldn't take you no more than 3 to 4 hours to do anything you got to do. Okay. Some people got rules where you don't spend the night out, you don't do things like that. People got rules. Let me know where you going, who you with. People got rules. Some people rules are a little bit more extended. But
Mm-hmm.
the problem comes in is that people get into the situation and one of the two other people change their mind. and that's where the issue comes. But if it works for them, it works for them.
Well, Tia said a lot of people hold back their feeling for fear of rejection, which I totally agree. And so the thing is though, when you're in a relationship, you gotta have a lot of trust. And normally, if the trust is there, you trust that you can almost tell the person anything, and whether they are feeling the same way as you or not, they at least they will at least, let me see, be passionate or affectionate or kind to their response to you, before they respond. So they wouldn't just, they would be kind to you. I don't know how to better say that, when you give them your feelings. So, you are responsible for your partner and their feelings. But I do agree with her. Like a lot of people, they're afraid to say something because they don't want to be rejected. So the person that takes that first step kind of opens the doorway for the other person to, start talking about their feelings. And before I go to Francis, I'll say this in terms of open relationship. Yes, when I say my thoughts and feelings, I always am respectful to each their own, right? Do what you want to do. But with Will and Jada in this situation that Will Smith is talking about, he mentioned in the article. So let me add some things to it. He said him and Jada came to a point in their relationship where they wasn't happy. And they was like, something has to give here, something has to be done. And he in my mind, when I read the article, it's like he always puts everything off on her. He said that, she never grew up in a conventional relationship. She was the one that wanted, was okay with this open marriage or whatever the case may be. My thing is, don't redefine, don't give marriage a new definition. Okay. Marriage should be between two people. So if you want this thing open, why be married? And then when you have an open relationship, who is responsible for your feelings? Like where does your alliance lie? Does it lie with the one you're married to, or are the people you are in extracurricular relationships or activities with?
The person you're married to.
Well, that's what you're saying. But here's the thing, Kevin. No one really truly has control over who they're going to fall in love with and where their feelings are really going to go. So you're saying the person you marry, but what happens if this person that you have a little side thing with, what happens if you end up having stronger feelings for that side thing? What is Eric saying? Who said it had to be between two people? What, marriage? That's the definition. Can you pull up on your phone, Kevin, the definition of marriage? You can't redefine marriage just because you want to. Now, if y'all want to do your thing, but don't call it marriage. You putting a whole new definition on it.
He said only the government requires marriage to one person.
So are we doing a new definition? I'm trying to ask.
I'm reading the comments.
Well, marriage has changed because before it used to be a man and woman. Now it's between.
But
yes.
what he's saying is absolutely true, because in the Muslim in the Muslim faith, they can have more than one wife in this country. So what he's saying is true. But for me, if I'm not going to have an open marriage, I'll have a relationship with a man who wants to be in an open relationship. I'm okay with that, because you don't know who you're attracted to. You don't know. One thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to bring it home. You do your thing wherever you're going. I'm going to do my thing wherever I'm going. I'm never going to bring it to the house. That's just me.
That's you not going to bring it to the house. But what if that side person brings it to your house?
No, because you got to know what's going on.
It cannot happen
down that way.
It cannot happen. If I'm in an open marriage, and we set the rules that wherever you're going to do your thing, you do it outside of the home. You
He don't know where you live.
Home. It is not. You cannot.
Sure. This is out your lane. You don't trust me.
No. Forget about out my lane. What I'm telling you realistically, yes, the nice thing is, okay, you want to have your rules, but you don't know how that side person is going to react and feel. So, Kevin, let's just do this right here now for talking purposes.
That is the responsibility of the wife or the husband. We do not bring our outside relationships home. That is not.
You don't bring somebody to the house.
Kevin. No, you saying thank you. No, listen, Kevin. No. Let's wait. Hold on, Francis. Now, let's just say, right? Me and you are married. I said, oh, let's have an open relationship, right? You get with Francis, or vice versa. You and Francis are married. She says, let's have an open relationship. You get with me. Now I get all kind of crazy. I knew the deal. Yeah, I knew you married. I know you have an open relationship, but now I'm going caught up. I'm in my feelings. We got the internet. We got people. We got this. Yeah, y'all got rules, and I don't know nothing. You know how easy it is to find out something? So now I find out something. I'm stalking her. I'm stalking you. You can't control another person. By no means.
And a lot of times those open marriages and those open relationships, if the woman is bringing a man that's on the side, the two of them are going to have a conversation with that man. I mean, I know for me, yes. If you're in a marriage, there are married people that swing.
Okay, so hold on to that thought for 1 second.
And I thought about it. That's not my relationship. My relationship is with this man who is with me, and we're in a relationship that may not make sense to that married couple. But with that married couple, they have rules. They absolutely have rules, and those rules have to be abided by. Now, whether you catch feelings because my man is giving it to you so good, that's on you. Because he already told you that I have a wife at home. She's okay with me having this relationship, but I'm not going to give you my feelings. This is just for sex.
Can I say something? Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, you're about to have me. Go ahead, Kevin.
There's a song out by Jasmine Sullivan. It's called "Pick Up Your Feelings." Okay, and that's what you need to do when you get caught up. Pick up your feelings and move on. Okay, look. If you want to stalk and all that, then this ain't the stuff you get into.
Exactly. Well, let me tell you
something.
That's cute to say, but you know how many people this has happened to, and they do it. That's cute to say. Oh, pick up your feelings. But what? There's so many people that get caught up. Even the people that think they want to be in this open relationship, sometimes they the ones that get caught up.
Yeah, because they wasn't ready. First of all, is this okay? When you have an open relationship, right? And you're talking about open relationships. Here we go again, trying to get caught up. When you're talking about open relationships, okay, I think the problem lies if y'all have the same mindset and y'all start that way. I think in the beginning you should spend time with each other. Okay, so me and Francis went an open relationship, but we got to spend time with each other. Absolutely. Okay, and anything we do in that situation, we're bonding with each other. Then when we decide to step out of that lane,
Eric, I think this may be a breakthrough. I think finally one conversation. I don't know if I'm reading your comment right. Maybe we have a connection here. People are going to get in their feelings anytime. That's right. People going to get in their feelings. It's a dangerous thing doing open relationships. You cannot control anybody else's feeling. You can say rules, you can say regulations, you can say this. Let's skip open relationships for 1 minute. You have couples where they say we just kicking it, and then you got a chick or a man that will get in their feelings. So you trying to tell me just because there's rules for open relationships, people don't get in their feelings? Get out of here. Stop.
No, I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. Absolutely, it's going to happen. But I can't control your feelings. But you have to understand that I'm in a marriage with this man. He has to understand that I'm in a marriage with this man. And I'm not going to change who I'm married to because you're in your feelings. I'm sorry. This is the relationship I set out. And I told you in the beginning that this is just for kicking purposes, that this is not for you to try to infiltrate my marriage. I'm not saying I'm unhappy in my marriage. I'm just saying that this is what we decided to do as a couple. Because
we want to spice it up. So this is what we did.
Honestly, you cannot tell me that if you find another man attractive that you may not want to tap it, whether you have a man at home or not. I'm sorry. Don't do it. Don't do it, Cheryl. Don't do it.
I'm doing it.
Don't
I'm doing
do
it,
Cheryl.
I'm doing it to you. I'm doing it to you. I'm doing it to you. Let me tell you something. Everything I love.
It's everything I love. You don't have to. It's lust. It's lust. You mean to tell me you haven't found another man attractive and you've been in a relationship?
Thank you. Here we go again.
You mean we know you can't. I remember your conversation. Not everybody can. Not everybody can handle an open relationship. I wouldn't be able to handle it if I was married to him.
So here's the thing, Francis.
Absolutely not.
Francis, you asked me a question, right? And this is I lied to you not. This is everything. I've always been a person like that, just like is me and my mate. And I'm laser focused. When I'm with somebody and I love them, I don't care what you look like. I don't care. I don't think about you. I don't have a slight dream about you. I don't want you. The only person that I want to touch me ever is my mate. And as long as my mate is being good to me, I'm going to be good to them. And I have never seen, like, I never been with my man and I seen somebody. Now I seen, of course, people are attractive. I'm like, oh yeah, he's cute. He's attractive. You know, if I got a girlfriend, I can introduce him to, but me thinking I want to be with him or sleep with him. No, not ever, never. Never.
No, I can't say that. I can't say that. It would be it would have to be, you know, I don't have I can't say that I haven't been attracted to another man while I was in a relationship, but I would never go there because I know who I'm loyal to. But that doesn't stop my feelings about that man or how I'm lusting after that man. It happens. It absolutely happens. I'm never going to go there because I am loyal to my man. I am, you know, you cannot tell me that you haven't found, if you found somebody attractive, then isn't that cheating?
What?
No, that's not that's not cheating because you found somebody you like, then you're not laser focused. Then you're not laser focused.
Oh, no, I'm laser focused. I'm laser focused on my man.
If you found somebody else attractive, then you're not laser focused. That means that you
listen. I have somebody else. No. Listen,
that's not laser focused.
No, it is laser focused. I've seen attractive women. I'm like, oh, she's pretty, she's beautiful. I see attractive men, and I'm like, oh, he's handsome or whatever. But because I compliment somebody or I find somebody attractive, that doesn't mean I'm lusting over them and want to sleep with them. I love you. I love being beautiful people.
With them either, but I do find them attractive.
Oh yeah, I find people attractive, but finding somebody attractive and then thinking about sleeping with them is two different things.
I can't do that because I'm loyal to my man.
Yes, when you are devoted to him, you look at a attractive man differently. He is no longer girls. Thank you. She has arrived. She's in the building. Thank you. Here we go again. So that's what I'm saying. Once I'm in a relationship, when I see people, I do see them differently. I'm not even thinking about them on that level. I'm just thinking, oh yeah, he's a nice looking guy, or he's dressed well, you know, but that's it. Now, like, for instance, one day I never forget, I was in, you know, I love to see people dress in different styles or whatever the case may be. I was in the mall shop, and I forget I was with my son. I told my girlfriend I was shocked because every time I tried to tell my son, no, wear this, do that, he's like, Mom, stop, leave me alone. But we was in the mall, we was in Nordstrom's, and we saw this guy, and actually he was with his wife. And my son even said to me, he said, oh, wow, they look nice. And I said, yeah, they do look nice. And I actually told the both of them. But never in my thought process was I like, oh, anything beyond the fact that they look nice. But you cannot control other people's feelings, Kevin, like ever.
No, I'm
It's
not
not
saying
for
you
everyone.
can.
Yeah,
Not
open
for
relationship
everyone.
is not for
Yeah, you can't. I'm
everyone.
not saying, but what I'm saying to you is, okay, when you step into a situation like that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like I said, the foundation starts with the couple,
Mm-hmm.
and if that's your situation, and I say, okay, I'm gonna step out, okay, you put it out there. You put it out there from the door. This is where I'm at. This is what we're doing. Um, you meet somebody, you take them out, may have a drink or two, maybe a bite to eat. But truth be told, if you just a hit it and quit it type, what are we doing for you to get caught up? Is it the sex? Because we're not doing relationship things. And if you're caught up, then I need to cut you off.
Most open relationships is all about sex with another partner.
Yeah, that's it. So that's all it is.
I don't know. I guess when people look at this, they're not. I never said it was blind, but we'll go there. We'll get there later. You know, open relationships are normally just about sex. It's just about sex. It's about sex with another partner, and you're getting permission to be able to do that. And that's on both sides. That's just, I mean, not just Will and Jada. Look at Monique and her husband. It was that way from the beginning. And now she feels that she's a size 6 in her head. Then now she don't want him to do that.
Because we could go there for that conversation. But let me say this. This is me, right? This is me. I don't understand how, first of all, I would never want anyone else touching my mate but me. So I don't understand how you can be in love with someone, that's someone being your mate, and be okay with, let me finish my statement. It's just me. This message is only being approved by me. I don't understand how you could be in love with someone and you can be okay with someone else touching your mate. I can't even comprehend that. Like, I don't want nobody else touching my mate. And when I know that it's just me and my mate, the freedom that I feel knowing that we are committed to each other and no one else is in our circle, it makes things even better and it gives us more opportunities. I shut down. If it's not just me and you, and it's me, you, and some other person, then you know what? The other person can win. Go on with your life and be with them.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I needed to be just me and my mate. I don't want to know, and I don't want my mate kissing on nobody else. I don't want my mate touching nobody else. I can't comprehend it. But go ahead, Kevin or Francis.
The question I'm gonna ask
Yes.
is, because we talked about starting off with being in love, right?
Yes.
Can you be in love? First of all, can you fall in love while you with somebody, with another person while you with somebody? And can you be in love with two people?
Now you're talking. Now you're talking. That's a very good question. Now you're talking. So here's the thing. This is how I feel about that. Because there are people where that has happened. So we're going to keep it real, right? This is what I feel. Once a person is distracted, right? Because you can only end up falling in love with somebody else. There got to be some time being spent. And when I mean time, the time could be phone calls. The time can be text messages. Once you let somebody infiltrate your situation, something was going on between you and your mate. You understand? So that was missing something. that this other person found a crack in the door and was able to get in. Because for you to end up loving somebody else, or you was distracted by somebody else, there was an entryway for them to come in. So what I'm saying to you, Kevin, if it for me, right? Once I know I'm in love with my mate and it's me and my mate, when somebody come to me and they're like, "Can I have your number?" It's a male, and I know he's trying to film me. No, you cannot. No, you cannot. I got a man. No, you cannot have my
But
number.
he's not. He's at the job. You work with him. You're around him
Yeah,
all the time.
but here's the thing. Let me tell you, I know how they do it, the work relationship. Can we go to lunch together? No, we cannot. The only way I'm going to lunch with you is if the whole team is going to lunch and you on the team and you part of the lunch, then we have lunch together. But am I eating a piece of chicken with you and I got a man? No, sir. And I know you like
Can I say something?
Nah,
Can I
yes,
say
you
something?
can.
You know
Yes,
what? You know what to blow up your spot, right? You know
huh?
about to blow up your spot, right?
You can blow up my spot.
Okay, because you know when I met you, you had a boyfriend.
So, but I wasn't talking to you like that. So let's get it all
I
the way
know,
together.
but we had lunch together.
Yeah, but I wasn't
But,
talking to you. No. You
but
can
still,
no,
we had lunch together.
No. Let's get this all the way together. Because I know who I was with. I was with Corbin. I was with my son Zach.
No,
So
you wasn't with him. You was with the other dude. But
oh, yeah, I was with Hank at the time. But
yeah,
but Kevin, you better
but
get
we
it
had
all
lunch together. That's all I'm saying.
No,
I ain't saying nothing else. We had lunch
but no,
together.
we didn't have lunch together, me and you. No, we did not.
We sat down and ate lunch.
We
You
sat
paid
down
for
and
yours,
ate
though. I
lunch
paid for
in
mine.
the center with other people. Get out of here.
Other people sat down later, but we sat down and had lunch together.
You not remembering correctly, my brother.
I remember your memory, the one that's short. We didn't hold hands going to lunch, but we went to the lunchroom in the student center, and we sat there, and I had my sub, and you had your stuff, and we sat there and ate a sushi.
My memory fails me, my brother.
Yeah, okay.
My memory fails me. Wait, good. That's a good question, Chef K.
Well,
That's right. If you are my man, I can't even imagine. Yes, I can't imagine you with nobody else. Yeah.
But the thing about it is what if he is your ex and you're still in love with him and you done moved on to the rebound man because you're still in love with the ex and now you got feelings for the rebound man. So yeah, keep putting the rebound in there because that's exactly what he is. He is just that. You haven't left that relationship. Your heart hasn't left that relationship. And
that's the problem.
You're jumping into another relationship and he's making you feel good. He's telling you the right things. He's boosting your confidence. He's giving you everything that the last man wouldn't give you, Brad. And now you're getting all of this with the new man, Cooper. And you're in love with your husband and you're in love with your ex. Is it not possible? Absolutely, it's possible. But your love is different for each of them. You have a lust for your ex because he gave you something that your husband ain't giving you.
Well, let's hear. Buster King has entered the building. What's up? What's good? How you doing? Welcome to Relationship.
Hey, y'all, how you doing? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, great. So I thought instead of texting and all that, I thought I'd join y'all for a few to give some insight. So if you're ready for my insight, I can definitely share it.
Yes, share your insight.
So in terms of all the discussion, what you're having on relationship, I think you got to step all the way out of this and look at it from the outside, and then you can come back in. You're having a discussion on choices that two consenting adults are making. What Will and Jada do is what Will and Jada do. They're choosing to share how they have their relationship. It is not for approval for anybody else.
Absolutely.
If it works for them, that's what works. What they're saying is what works for other people doesn't work for them. So we're sharing what works with us, and we're just letting the world know, yeah, I'm admitting this, I'm being public with my private life, and that's it. So to judge them and to come at them, we're judging them based on what we would do in that situation. but their situation is theirs. You see? And that's how you have to look at relationships. When something and the two consenting adults are happy with what they're doing, then that's their relationship. That's their happiness. Our judgment of them is an intrusion on their situation. They're not coming and imposing that on others to say, hey, you're in this monogamous situation. You're wrong. You shouldn't do that. That's not what they're having. So now the public is coming and judging them because they're saying that's not what they would do. Their relationship is their relationship, their understanding. So when you have an open relationship, you are picking someone that is in an understanding of that openness.
Absolutely.
So that's what it is. It's you come to trust. So when you were saying that person could be crazy, that person's going to be crazy if there was a monogamous situation. That person's going to be the same person that they're going to think, oh man, you looking at her. I looked over there at the prices on the menu, babe. No, you weren't. You were looking at that girl. She's still going to be crazy no matter what.
Exactly.
That dude is going to be crazy no matter what. So it doesn't mean they're going to be crazy because of the open relationship. They're going to be crazy from Jump Street.
Because that's who they are.
It's the hardest thing for people to handle. And if you're coming there to say, I'm interested in getting with you, I am in a relationship, my mate is aware of this, and if you would like to meet my mate, I will give you the number, I can set up a meeting or whatever. At that point in time, you take the responsibility out of your court, you put it into that other person's court, and then they have to make a decision. Because now they have all the information and to make an educated decision whether or not they want to be in this or they don't.
Yeah.
You see?
Okay. So let me step in for one moment. I follow what you're saying, right? And I'm trying to be open here because I could be like opinionated and I'd be like, boom, 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 this is what I believe. But I'm going to say this to you. So the issue I have, or the situation I have with the whole Will and Jada thing, back in, I think it was, might have been 2018 or 2020. Maybe, no, it was 2020. I think it was last year. She had to, when this young kid came out and said he was having a relationship with her, at first she denied it. Then the rumors got so big that she had to come out and accept it, right? And so she did the red table talk with her husband. So my real issue is not that he's now saying they have an open relationship. Where's your responsibility to stand by your partner in everything that you're doing? After he met her at the red table to address this relationship that came out, because one, that kid caught feelings, right? And that's why I'm saying to you that y'all can have rules and regulations, but if the other person catch feelings and break all the rules and regulations, what do you do? Because that's what this kid did, August Alsina, right? So he broke the rules and regulations. He talked about their relationship, so they had to address it. They come to the red table to address it. Will should have said at that point at the red table, listen, Jada's not the only one. We have an open relationship, but he left her to hang out there to dry. When that red table talk was done, the world saw it as, yo, Jada cheated or Jada was with this other person. He never mentioned their open relationship. He could have redirected the conversation. So my thing is, this is your wife. You have an open relationship. You're both good with it. Still, as a marriage, as a partner, protect your partner. So don't let the world look at her like, oh, she did this and she's the bad one. Tell the world at this table, yes, she had a relationship with the guy, but we are in an open relationship. So I have relationships too. Now he's saying that in the GQ magazine, he's saying, yeah, she's not the only one, me too. But no, that's not the time to say it. Say it at the red table when I'm under fire, come jump in the fire with me. Because we agreed to do this together. Why aren't you protecting me? Why aren't you saving me? He left her out to drown at that red table talk. And now he wants to come say it.
Well,
okay.
I think at the time, if I'm not mistaken, I'm sorry, Buster. At the time, they were going through a separation. And so I don't think he really cared who she was with. It was just the fact that that person brought their business into the public. And now we have to address this. Because
She addressed it.
because she had an entanglement, as she called it. She had an entanglement, but I guess, and I, it's not the first time I've heard of this relationship with Will and Jada. Their open relationship has been public for a while. Neither one of them have said, yes, this is what we were doing.
So here's the thing there.
Go ahead, Buster.
So what if you go back and listen to it carefully, she was wrong. You're saying that Will is supposed to protect. No, Will is sitting on there, and you can see that he's visibly upset because their private life became public because she got caught up with someone that exposed them.
Right.
Augustina, Jada and Will didn't come out and talk about that. August came out and talked about it because he was dealing with drugs. He was longing for the comfort and the nurturing that Jada had with him. And then when Jada left away and said, this can no longer happen, the young man who was mesmerized by the older woman was looking for that nurturing again. And now he came and he shared to the public what he was longing for. And now Will, who's saying basically we're separated, you do your thing, we do my thing, aka Gabrielle and what's the cat name, the basketball player? Dwayne Wade. Okay? Mm-hmm. Same thing. You went and you did your own thing. But Buster, wait, I have to jump private door.
I have to jump in for one moment though. You want to say again, people use semantics, right? They want to claim if I was separated from you, what's the big deal who I was with? Okay? If you want to throw in that they were separated, what does it matter? We separated, you doing you, I'm doing me. What does it matter who I was with? You always run the risk.
Who he was with. It was the fact that he brought their business to the public.
But that's not her fault. That's not her fault.
Yes, because she got caught.
My business. If somebody tells my business, how is that my fault?
But here's the deal. Here's the deal. Hold on. Here's the deal.
Kevin, if I sit here and tell your business, it's your fault. Come on now.
No, but what I'm saying to you is this. Everybody know who, when you're around somebody, you know who the loudmouth person is. Mm-hmm. You don't tell her, you don't tell him. The thing is, Jada got into an entanglement in a relationship when she was in a relationship. He should have been a boy toy. All that emotional stuff should have never happened.
We can have open relationships, but then you saying she got into a relationship when she was in a relationship. You're not making sense.
Open relationship is sexual. You don't get into a relationship while you're in a relationship. He couldn't handle it. She dealt with a broken. He was off limits to me. If I'm going to a woman, I'm in an open relationship, and she's all broke up and beat up, and she's going through something, I need to leave that alone. You're not good for my situation.
So you always know on site who's broken and who's okay.
No, I'm not saying on site, but if they spent time together, okay, he had issues and she did things and all this extra stuff for him. You have to know, especially being older, she should have known, okay, she waited, he got too close, she had to break it off. But I think she waited too long. I mean, he was around her family. Why is he around the family?
Exactly.
Because he was the son's friend. So first of all,
that was another off thing she should have never did.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing, though. Regardless, in my mind, you my husband. I got in an entanglement. I got in a situation. Yo, stand by your woman. Okay? He was at that red table. He didn't stand by her, but now he want to come out. And he says in the article, she was not the only one that's that looked for affection outside of the marriage. Exactly. You saying all of that now? Say that at the red table. Let's come together. You know what we were doing?
You're viewing it through the monogamous glasses. You're viewing it through monogamous glasses, and you're saying and you're doing it from and I'm not
No,
throwing
I
anything
understand. I'm
here,
okay. I'm
but
okay.
you're viewing it through the monogamous glasses and you're viewing it through the woman. Let's take the facts of what it is. Individual 1 and individual 2, not looking at male or female. Individual 2 had a relationship. And the reason they came to the table was because individual 2 had a relationship. And that became public. Individual 1's relationships aren't made public. You're not nobody. So why does individual 1 have to come and talk about covering themselves and ensuring that everything stayed private? You're saying individual 1 has to come out and tell business in order to protect individuals 2's indiscretion and irresponsibility. Individual
Yes,
2 was irresponsible and did not follow the rules that they set up.
We going to
They set these rules. Individual 2, number 2, is the one at fault. So why does 1 have to come and expose themselves?
Because you're my husband.
No, you keep looking at it as
you
my husband.
Protect me.
And she didn't protect him.
Picture
she
that.
didn't protect him
Picture
by
that.
letting that. He has to go around and has to be looked at men who sit there and say, damn, dog, you let your wife go out there and get hit by that young boy? You understand? What kind of protection did she do for him?
But open relationships wasn't public.
So, hold on. Y'all gotta hear this. They have an open relationship. So obviously you letting other people touch me if our relationship is open. So now you're
not open to the public.
I can't control this other person's feelings. That other person ran their mouth, not me. So now we got to go handle this in the public. And when we get to the table, be by my side, dude. At the end of the day, it wasn't an open relationship. We're still married.
No,
can I bring something up? Can I bring something up real quick?
Yes.
And the movie said it all. Jada said, if you get anything out the movie, life is about choices. She made the wrong choice.
Get out of here.
It wasn't. She made the wrong choice.
Kevin, let me tell you something.
She chose the wrong dude.
You act as if there's an open relationship. You act as if every person you select to be in an open relationship with, you just know off the bat they the right choice. You never know who's going to be who at the end of the day. So she didn't on purpose go seek out this kid and then realize that he was a whole hot mess and he was going to have the potential to do what he did. It happened. It happened. And that's what can happen when you run the risk of letting someone else in your relationship. Anything can happen. But since we agreed, let me finish. Since we agreed to this openness and something happened, when something go down, at the end of the day, we married. You stand by me, I stand by you. If your chick runs crazy, okay, I'm not going to just abandon you and act like I don't know nothing about this. I can't even imagine him being with her. When we come to the table, I'm going to say, listen, that chick went crazy, but she knew what it was. She knew that that I was always here and that this was an open situation. She knew that he had a wife. So the fact that she going crazy over him, that's her business. Somebody go help her. But I'm not going to come to the table and pretend like I don't know that we had an open relationship. That's crazy. I'm not going to do that. So at the end of the day, no matter what decisions we make as a couple, if we make the decisions as a couple, whether the decision rises us to the top or take us down in the gutter, I'm going to stand by my man. We made the decision together. But now we make the decision together and now it goes awry and you want to act like you don't know me? You don't want to stand by me? Guess what, my brother? I'm cutting you loose. We gonna go to the table. You want me to take the hit? I'm gonna take the hit. But guess what? You don't come by me no more. Get the packing. What's the Beyonce song? Because you like the reference songs. To the left. Everything you own in the box to the left. Okay, don't take nothing, our boy. Get out of here.
I love your monogamous life, boo. I love your monogamous life. Your monogamous life is beautiful. I'm not going to tell you that I'm currently in a monogamous relationship because that's what I want to be in. But you cannot tell me that if they were separated, and even Will said at the table, getting ready. Well, no, that was a different conversation. But he was saying, I was tired of you. I was ready to get rid of you. So in his mind, he didn't care, honestly, if that young man said what he did. He just didn't want his name attached to it.
See, exactly. And what I'm hearing you say is you're, and I'm not throwing shade, but you're biasly trying to find a way to save the woman who made the mistake. You're trying to say that he's supposed to find a way.
She does it all the time.
The woman,
all the time.
We're at the table because Jada messed up. We're not at the table because all the chicks that Will was hitting is out here disclosing it. We're at the table because Jada messed up.
We still waiting.
So if Jada got with one person, two person, three person, and Will got with three, Jada messed up. Not Will. So Will is at the table saying, you did this. So I got to come on TV now and I got to clear the air for the mistake you made. And she clearly was like, I made the mistake. She said it.
Okay, Buster, let me acknowledge what some of the people are saying. I will say in this case, y'all are correct, where she was saying she was trying to help him. So maybe she knew that, this kid wasn't all the way together. But let me be general for 1 minute, okay, and step outside of Will and Jada. Let me say this. I'm slamming the gavel down on this. If I am married, okay, and me and my husband decide we're going to have an open relationship, when something go awry, whether it is my fault or his, at the end of the day, we're supposed to still stand together. So y'all can say Jada messed up. I'll accept that for speaking purposes. For all of y'all out there, I'll accept that. But my problem is still, you gonna let me go down by myself? We still married. And even if he was thinking about leaving her, whatever, they were separated. You didn't leave me, dude. You didn't leave me. We still together. So when I'm falling down in the gutter, you don't kick me while I'm down. No, you reach down, you reach out your hand and you pull me up and say, you know what, babe, you messed up. You learned your lesson. You should have never been with somebody who was not ready, who had some issues or whatever. So now we got to go address this. But we're going to address this together. I got your back. I got you. He didn't have her back. What kind of partner is that? I ain't doing that.
So this is the one analogy I'm gonna give you.
Yes.
We're listening to everything that we're saying. Okay.
Okay.
When you listen to what I'm saying, when you listen to what Ms. Johnson is saying, when you listen to Kevin is saying, we're sharing with you a unbiased, open view of relationships. We're not saying us. We're not saying I. You're clearly stating how you feel. You keep referencing, I wouldn't do this, and I. You're looking at it in how you would feel in that situation. And
true.
And we can understand it. We can't change your mind because you have that. So that is how you feel. That is yours. When we're talking about this, we're talking about it from what fits people in their relationship. So for you, it doesn't fit. Absolutely. And then you've made that clear. And based on that. But since for you, it doesn't fit, which means you would never be in their situation. You see?
Right, but
you would never be in their situation. So you wouldn't even have to deal with that scenario because you're clearly stating, I would never be in that situation. So with that being said, you got to let them be.
Yeah, but Buster, let me ask you this, though. Let's forget about Will and Jada for 1.2 seconds. Do you stand by your mate? Are you with me on that? Don't you stand by your mate? So always. Even if you're right, so that's what I'm saying. So apply it to the situation. Regardless, he should have stood by her. You gotta agree with me on that. He left her out to her.
That should have been good enough.
Wait, say that again.
He stayed married to her. That should have been good enough.
Yikes.
Yeah. Because obviously It wasn't 2020. It was either 18 or 19 where they were already going through the turmoil, and she filed for divorce and he filed for divorce and all of this. And then they decided to get back together, and obviously something worked, but the entanglement had already happened.
We
Then-
gonna.
Yeah, but I mean,
So let me ask you
he
this.
wasn't happy with that situation, because his body language at the red table was horrible.
Oh, it's
It
disgusting.
wasn't like he was trying, and she's trying to reach across the table at him, and he's like, I'm not. Yeah.
Miss D, I can't even comprehend. I can't even comprehend your
But
statement.
I
I
don't
can't
think he was.
comprehend.
Yeah, but
But
I
let
don't.
me ask
I
you
think
this.
their relationship got better because of COVID. I do.
You think
because
so?
they were not.
I don't.
They were not in the best place, and you can see it. Even when she did the Father's Day special for him, or on the red chair or the red sofa, whatever it was, their
connection is off, right?
It's not the way it used to be.
So let me ask you this. So in an open relationship, you're saying that even that it's possible for someone to separate their feelings from a sexual encounter?
Yes,
do y'all really believe that?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I
So
can.
let me ask this question. I'm gonna be blunt. Do you have feelings if you masturbate? That's sexual. Are you in love with the toy? Do you become in love with your hand? Or are you just saying this is a moment that I'm releasing? Be real. You said sexual encounter. So when you masturbate,
it's a fair question. It's a very fair question. So, but see, the thing with the toy in your hand, it ain't no what's the end? It's not going to be anything bad that can come back from that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
The batteries can go dead.
Well,
the batteries go dead or something.
The batteries can die. My hand ain't going to slap me. My hand ain't going to tell on me. Yo, when you involve another person, there's feelings that's going to come through. There's an attachment. We ain't going to get into this conversation tonight, but there's a whole soul tie thing. No. You can't just tell me that you can have sex with a person and you can separate your feelings like that. Eventually, and you keep having sex with that same person, something's going to give. Something's going to
Know
give.
what it is? Know what it is? I'm going to tell you what the issue is. You can't do it. Don't mean that we can't do it. See, you're still on. Everybody, like I said, everything ain't for everybody.
Absolutely.
So I'm not saying
stand by your mate when the public is attacking them. Let's get into this. Miss D, you stand by your mate when the public is attacking them. Yo, I stand by my friend too when the public is attacking them. Or what kind of friend would I be? So are you real? The public attacking you and I'm going to kick you down also, then you not no real friend. No. Behind the doors, I'm gonna tell you dead wrong. But when we walk out to the public and the news and the people there, yo, I'm standing by my person as long as it ain't nothing real crazy, because I'm not going to jail for nobody.
I'll put it to you like this. He stood enough to shut that song down. He stood enough that song that they did. He shut that, and I don't care what anybody said. Because Rick Ross is trying to become an actor in Hollywood, and you know Will Smith got Hollywood. They shut that down quick. That song came out and went. You can't even find it downloaded no more. It's gone. He shut that down. It wasn't Jada. So he did shut it down.
He stepped up a little bit. Calm down. He didn't shut it down. What he needed to do was stand up at the red table. But you know what, Kevin? I will give you that. Yes, he did shut that song down. He did. So he redeemed himself somewhat, a smidgen. He did.
But he didn't. But see, like I said before, whatever he did didn't come back. Her boomerang came back. So now they're there.
Kevin, listen. Things can happen. My thing is, do you stand by your mate?
Yeah.
Are you standing by your mate?
Yes.
He obviously did. Like I said, he's still married to her.
Oh my God.
But he also stood by her by coming on her show and allowing their private life to be public. Remember, you're defining how someone should stand by their mate. You're trying to define it in your view. Their view, it could be what they did. You're taking a stance on your view of how it is. If that was their view, that's their view. But you're looking at it how you would do it. And that's what Kevin said, and that's what we're saying. It's for you in your situation, you know what it is. So you're in your lane, you know where you're going, and that's that. You look at that other car passing you. You see they passed you. You don't know where they're going. You don't know what's going on inside that car. You just know they passed you. This is the same thing here. They're a public couple whose private life became public, and they addressed it before the public. Technically, Will did not have to come on that show.
Nope.
Because it was not him at fault. Because you, at this point in time, if Will never came on that show, you would be having a different discussion.
Mm-hmm.
You would be sitting here having a different discussion because the only information you would have had at hand was the fact that everybody found out that Jada had that relationship. And if Will never comes out to talk about it, you have a different view of this right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Or am I wrong?
If it was just about her entanglement,
I'm sitting here trying to, I'm absorbing what you're saying. I do understand what y'all are saying to me. So I don't want y'all to think that I don't understand, right? I understand how you say I'm looking at from it, with my glasses on, from my eyes, from my situation. And I'm like trying to let everything you say marinate. And I do get what you're saying, right? I'm viewing it as the way I think he should have, showed his support. And you're saying that basically maybe the way they did it, that was their way of showing support. So I will say this, and this is my opinion. I'm the only one that approves of this message, right? There is certain clear to me and obvious ways that you can show in a situation. If you're coming to the public, right? You don't sit back and be like, all right, honey, tell them what you did. Oh, entanglement. What you mean by entanglement? Yo, that ain't support. That ain't support. So to me, it appeared as if like you're sitting there smug, like you don't step out too, and like you don't know, because my step out went array and got a little crazy and to the left, and all of yours was just whispers that the ladies didn't come out and speak. I mean, good for you, right? But I messed up here, and I got this person that went a little crazy and telling all the business in the street. And let me tell you what I do believe also. I will say this also. This is what I do believe. August Alsina said that Will gave him permission. I wholeheartedly believe that is true because I believe they had an open relationship. And I do believe that is true. And especially now that he comes out in this GQ magazine saying that, their relationship is open. But all I can say is we got to agree to disagree because...
But he didn't give him permission to put their business out there.
Well, come on, though, Kevin. I already explained that piece of it. First of all, the kid has some issues and there's matters of the heart. And so that kid felt like he was in a marriage with her and they had a spiritual wedding and all of that. So there was more going on. But I still stand by the fact of this. You have no control over what that other person is going to do. You had some guys who, and I'm not talking open relationships, I'm talking about you had some guys that were cheating, and the other chick knew about their main girl or their wife or whatever, but the main girl didn't know about this other chick. And then the other chick gets all in her feelings, and she want to start calling the main girl job, following her, this, that, and the other. You don't have no control over that. So just like it can happen in that situation, that's what happened to Jada. She didn't have control over this boy saying what he said. All I'm saying to y'all is that Will could have showed up differently at the red table, or he could have stayed home. It's my opinion.
Yeah, but you don't know what conversation they had.
And you don't hear, does it make a sound?
Yeah.
Mr. Christian, what are you saying to me? Yes, you do. yes, I do. But you have control by not doing. Oh, absolutely. Listen, I'm telling you, I don't know what part of the conversation you joined, Christian, but let me tell you this. I already said, I'm laser focused. Me and my man. That's it. I don't want nobody touching my man, and I don't want nobody else touching me. And when it's at that point,
do you have when he's not with you, and it happens?
Well, that's a whole nother story, right? That means he cheated.
Is it really? Really? Because he should be laser focused too. He should be laser focused too.
He should.
So
he should.
It happens. That's why I said to you, you cannot tell me that you looked at a man and finding him attractive or what he's wearing is attractive makes you laser focused. It doesn't. Just like Miss Here we go again said, it, you know, you're not.
You see them differently. You see them differently.
Yeah, you can still be laser focused and not be blind. You're absolutely right. I'm not dead. I'm still walking around here, and if I look left and I see somebody that's attractive to me, don't mean that I want to sleep with him. I just say that he's attractive. Just like this is
that piece I agree with you on, but I thought you said. But I'm telling you, I'm still laser focused. I mean, because I see somebody attractive, I acknowledge attractive people. But what I said to you is that I don't think anything past that. Like I'm totally like, it's me and my boo. That's it.
And that's okay. And that's what I call monogamy.
Yeah.
But that's not what Will and Jada are.
And I love it. And I love it.
Skip part 3 of this.
What Will and Jada
what happened?
We can't skip the part 3 question about about the relationships in social media. About navigating relationships on social media.
I do. Mm-hmm.
You know, how do you navigate your relationships with social media? Remember, we were young, we didn't have social media.
Nope.
You had your pictures of your boo you took with your camera, you didn't have your camera phones. Now it's a different ball game. We're 50 plus. How do you navigate your relationships now with social media?
However you want. And however you decide to tell the people, you know, y'all to decide that.
I say stay off social
media.
Live. Subconsciously, you already know you slept with someone. Wait, what are you talking about, Christian?
He's talking about being laser focused and looking at somebody. No, I don't necessarily have to. If I find what I like in a man, I like a man with a nice suit on. I like a man that smells good with pretty teeth, pretty smell, all of that. But if that's what he has over there, then let him stay over there. I have my man that obviously has the same thing, if not better.
Yeah, Tia said she don't put much on social media. I mean, I think it's up to the couple. I don't have a problem with it, actually. I mean, it's up to the couple.
Anything on social media.
Yeah.
It's none of nobody's
it's a couple based situation. Here's the thing. This is my opinion. If the relationship is gonna work, it's gonna work. Social media or not. If the relationship is not gonna work, it's not gonna work. I just feel that way. Either it's gonna work.
I feel stay off it.
Yeah.
I just say stay off it. Me personally. That's from my experience.
Sure.
Yeah. 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 So I don't have a problem. I mean, good and grown. I totally feel that if a relationship is gonna work, it's gonna work. If it ain't gonna work, it's not gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
And if you could get distracted by some DMs in your social media, it's not gonna work.
Not at all.
True.
Yeah. So and I'm not, and here's the thing, this me too. I'm not digging in nobody's phone. I don't need to know your code to your phone. Because I can't even remember mine. Yeah, I'm not doing all that. Either like I gotta trust you. If I don't trust you, then that's another thing. There's no need for us to be together.
True that.
I'm not asking you where you been, where you at, where you going, what you doing. I'm not doing that. Either we got trust or we don't. And I gotta know, and that's one thing I gotta know that you by me, you by my side. I gotta know that if I go down in the gutter, you coming down in the gutter with me to bring me back up. And the whole thing with Gabrielle Union and whatever her husband name is,
Dwayne
Wade. She want to claim they were separated, right? Here's the problem I have with it. You want to claim y'all were separated, but then you're pissed because he had this baby with another woman. Y'all were separated. What's the problem?
Well,
What's the problem?
I look at it like this. This is the question I ask. How she accepted him coming back with a baby, would he have accepted her if she came back pregnant?
Wait, you confused me.
I said she accepted the fact that he got another woman pregnant. Would he have accepted her had she came back to the relationship pregnant? Had she got pregnant by another guy?
He probably wouldn't. No.
So
my problem is she wrote in her new book that you know how emotional she was when he told her that somebody else was having his baby, and so forth and so on. Y'all was separated. I'm confused about that.
But you're still gonna feel emotional.
No, but don't write it. And my thing is, why are you writing this in this book now? Because this baby is this. This baby is a child. Like you shouldn't. You got to let that go. When you are an adult and you're in adult things and affairs, you got to be mindful of what you say and do, especially when a child is involved. So y'all was separated, and somebody got pregnant, and you decided, you made a conscious decision to still marry him. So you got to get over it. You got to let all that go. And my thing is too, if you as a couple have a situation, once you forgive that person, don't bring it up again. No more. Bury it. I don't want to hear about it no more. If you forgave me for XYZ, let's stick with the forgiveness. Don't be digging that up.
So you never brought up a situation in the past.
I'm not the arguing type, and I'm not one to be digging up, and I'm not one to be digging up, old stuff. I don't have time for that. I really don't. So if you and then I will remind people too, don't be bringing up nothing you forgave me about, or we didn't really move on. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm one like we're going to communicate. That's how I do it, right? So I'm very big on communicating and let's talk about it. We're not going to walk around here and not talk about it. We're not going to have a conversation about it. But also too, when we have a conversation about it, when we done. I'm not going to revisit it 22 times. I'm not doing that. So don't tell me about last year, 5 years ago, or 10 years ago. You forgave me.
Oh, your girl don't agree with you. Your girl don't. I'm
doing the crates for the oldies. Listen, nah, I ain't doing that. I think it's more about her struggle not being able to have a child. But I know, you know what, Missy, and I can understand that. But again, because this woman has a child and that child is coming to your home to see the dad, don't tell that story, because even the woman, she felt some kind of way and she said something on the social media, like pretty much like, don't bring that up. When you decide you're going to stay with somebody, you made a conscious decision. You got to let all that other nonsense go. Burn the luggage. Do what you got to do. You got to get over it.
Yeah, that baby
You got
didn't
to get
ask to
over it.
be here.
Right, right, right. And if you marry a man, or a man marries a female, and if you marry somebody and they have 5 kids, well, now you got 5 kids.
That's right. And
You
anything
marry somebody that got 6 kids, you got 6 kids.
yeah,
You blend that family. Somebody got 2, the other person got 6. Now you got 8 kids. Get over it.
yeah.
You going to go buy some sneakers? You got to buy 8 pair.
Mm,
That's how it's going to go down. That's it.
that's right.
And if you're not ready for that, then you're not ready for that person that you're getting with.
Absolutely.
So
I could throw out a whole lot of those.
yeah. so listen, guys. Y'all know I got my own very strong opinion on things, but I feel like we had a good conversation, and we're gonna wrap it up. But as we wrap it up, we're gonna give our final words. Okay, I know how y'all feel, but we'll wrap it up. So, Chef Kev, what's your final words on the whole situation? What would you like to say?
Wow. I always say to each his own. Um,
Mm,
I don't put my opinions on somebody else. I understand each person's situation is different. That's why I don't. I'm not in a relationship, so I can't be an expert to say this is what you should do.
mm,
I can tell you what you shouldn't do, but at the same time, we all grown. We learn from our mistakes. I think that's the best thing. We're gonna have mistakes and bumps in the road. We gotta learn from it, and also learn to stay in your lane.
mm.
You're not gonna put a Lamborghini on the same terrain you put a 4x4. I don't care how much it costs. A 4x4 can drive through the mud and the Lamborghini can't. So you got to stay in your lane. So if you want to drive a Lamborghini, you need to be on 495 and stay on 495 or get on the Autobahn. But don't go in the woods and the trees. So I mean, you know what you like, you know what you're about, you know who you are. And that's just the basic thing. You stay in your lane. That's what I do. I stay in my lane. If I see something that's not my thing, it's not my thing. But I don't judge those who are in it. I just stay in my lane.
Thank you, Chef Kev. Mhm. Well, he said stay in your lane, people. Well, how do you meet other people if you're gonna stay in your lane? But I'm gonna carry on. Francis, go
You
ahead.
meet people in your lane.
Mm, mm. Francis.
Y'all are something else. We started talking about love, and we end up with a Oprah marriage with a man who should have stood by his wife. Is that
Mm,
really love? Right? Are they really in love? Do they really love each other? So, we need to all definitely stay in our lanes, but we also need to know that if you do decide to change lanes, know what you're going to get into when you do.
I love it. Yes, know what you're getting into. So yes, Francis, I love it. So Mr. Christian, so if somebody tell you your kid is doing something wrong, do you let them discipline them? If I love you, we close and we have developed that trust for each other, almost certainly you can correct the kid. But I gotta love you and trust you. You ain't just walking through the door correcting the kid, because we gotta get used to some things. Because me and the kid, we just used to me and the kid. And everybody you can't just walk through the door, step through the door trying to fix something you don't know nothing about right now. But once I trust you and you know a little something, yeah, you can correct the kid, but you gotta get to know us first. Don't be walking through the door thinking you're gonna regulate and change nothing. And we ain't doing that. Okay? Buster, when you wanna tell us your final words here? You've been quiet.
I just agree, like Ms. Johnson and Kevin stated. Stay in your lane. We have a tendency to try to dictate how others should live their life when it doesn't fit our beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we tend to do. It's if they're happy wearing different color shoes, if they're both happy walking down the street with handcuffs on their arms to keep them together, that's their choice. We may not look at it in the norm of how we look at things, but their choice and their happiness. What we really need to do in society always is look at those unique relationships and find out why they work. And the majority of our so-called traditional relationships fail. That's what we really need to do, is to come down to find out, why does the non-traditional relationship work and the traditional relationship continues to fail? And it doesn't just fail in that monogamous sapien, whatever the word is, I don't know all these pronouns, but in the terms of the male and female, it's failing even nowadays in the same-sex relationships. But it's the traditional, you see, because now same-sex, we're considering that a traditional relationship. So the question becomes, why do unique relationships or non-traditional relationships continue to thrive and succeed compared to the failure of a traditional relationship? And I think that's what needs to be looked at to have a better understanding for success.
I appreciate your thoughts, and I do appreciate you joining the conversation. That can lead into a whole nother topic in and of itself. I would like to see some numbers on that, but I'm going to do some research, and I have my thoughts, but we would be on this thing to 2:00 in the morning. So I'm going to accept your final words, give my final words, and we'll close out. But before I give my final words, here we go again. Said, I think that folks who don't want to commit shouldn't be trying to redefine the institution of marriage. They should just stay single. Well, amen again, sister. Thank you. I do totally agree with that. But y'all know how I feel. So here's the thing. I have to sleep on it and meditate on it. And then maybe when I come back next week to Relationship Wednesday, maybe some different thoughts will come out. But this is how I feel. Y'all already know, right? I'm into me and my partner, and that's it. I'm also into my partner standing by me, because it's for better or worse, through thick and thin, sickness and health. Okay, so if I mess up,
richer and poor, you forgot that.
Okay, no, richer and richer.
Richer and poor.
Richer and richer. And if I mess up, you stand by me. You could correct me behind closed doors, but when we go out to the public, you stand by me, and I'm going to stand by you. But if we out in the public and you're not standing by me, guess what, my brother? We're done. We're done. I'm not standing by you. Okay, you gotta, because that's what relationships were about. Because people are human. Somebody's gonna mess up, but it's like, can you still be with me when I mess up? Can you stand by me? And can you speak to the people and tell the people, yo, that's my boo. She messed up, but we good. That's what Cooper did for what's her name? Remember at the school, he stood by his boo. That's what I'm talking about. She messed up, but he stood by her. He didn't let her hang out to dry.
Hold up.
He didn't let Billy hang out.
I got to bring Buster in on this one. Buster, you go to a swingers party with your wife and she wants to leave. What do?
You already told me that, Kevin. Leave.
Okay, then so how he standing by his woman? In
that situation, Kevin, I'm talking about when they was at the school. That's a whole nother conversation we would have to go back to, because they didn't even really know where they was going. So that's part of that problem too. So you can't just isolate that and say, again, you want to go back to the rules of it, right? You can't isolate it. They didn't even realize where they were going. So that's another problem in and of itself, that they ended up in a situation that they wasn't even aware that that's what it was going to be. But as my closeout, listen, stand by your mate. Love you guys. Thank you for joining me on Relationship Wednesdays. Thank you to everyone in the chat. See you next Wednesday, 9:15 p.m. And it'll be a different topic. Buster, thanks for dropping by. Francis, love you and miss you. And Chef Kev, thank you much. All right, guys. Have a good night.
On purpose. Peace.
Yes, thank you. Bye.